Well, g'day baseball fans. Yes, it's just 9 days away, the start of the ABL season. Tonight, a warm-up match usually occurs between the Adelaide Giants and the South Australian Baseball League All-Stars. It is Max Tracy at the plate. We'll find out the Giants pitcher at some point. I've got a list of hitters, I've got no numbers, and I've got no details about their pitching. So your guess at the moment is as good as mine. Of course, it's a new ABL season, there'll be new players. No one that I recognise off the top on the hill at the moment, but it's a 1-1 count to Tracy. 7 innings game. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to Spacequake Sports, wherever you're watching around the planet. Special cheerio to my co-caller, Eric Borno, who's globe-trotting at the moment. Or should I say, Kombawa Eric-san, as that is played to centre field. And an early web gem highlight coming in strong. Cade Fergus, who joins us from the Phillies, making an early impact. So here's Jack Partington, who is part of the Giants lineup, looking to play in his second official season in the All-Stars to get a hit tonight. The Giants defensively, left field Drew Davies, centre field Craig Fergus, right field Briley Knight. So an entirely new outfield from last year. Of course, may not be what we'll see opening night against the Brisbane Bandits, which is Friday week. The infield, third base Liam Spence. Well, he was a regular there. Shortstop, going to have to quickly go back and check my roster for shortstop because I got 2. Sort that out shortly as we've got a pop-up towards first. No, that man, Jordan McCardle, the captain. And that's 2 away. A fly to centre, a pop-up in foul territory. Caught by the first baseman. He's a man well known. If you're in South Australian baseball circles and you don't know this man, you've been in hibernation for some time. Austin Gallagher is at the plate. Takes a first pitch on the outside. So a warm-up game this is. The Giants well, most are here. I don't think there's anyone still to arrive. We'll check that out officially. We might have some guests through the 7 innings. Heck, you don't want to listen to me for the entirety of the next 7 innings. We'll try and get some different voices on. But of course, manager Chris Adamson, Rickson Wingrove, and a couple of others are either on their way or have managed to arrive in Tokyo, representing Australia in an Asian tournament. That's a big hit. And that's a darn good catch. Austin Gallagher chose the longest part of the ballpark, hitting that out to right centre. Cade Fergus has 2 catches, made good ground. Sounded good, but that is the All-Stars retired in order. Coming up for the first time this summer, it'll be the Giants to hit after the break. Tricolour Australia Stadium. It'll be, well, the two best teams from the ABL last year, no doubt about that. The Adelaide Giants hosting the Brisbane Bandits. But right now, we've got Cade Fergus, who's having his first hit at the West Beach Diamond. And, well, I was mentioned we're going to have some guests. We've gone top shelf straight away. General Manager of the defending ABL champions. I'm going to look forward to saying that plenty of times this summer. Nathan Davidson joins me. Davo, welcome.
Thanks, Phil. No, it's not going to get old hearing it either, mate.
Now, you didn't bring any numbers with you by any chance, did you?
They're all right here.
Oh, fantastic. Not too many games I can get away with too long without a list of numbers. So Cade Fergus already in action. Two nice catches. One ran in, one made good ground. This one to shortstop. And that's a run away. That was Koki Yonezawa playing short for the All-Stars. So how's your off-season been?
Mate, they're great. Interesting, fun. It gets going immediately once the season finishes, which even leading into the last game, it was underway to try and say how we're going to get a team for the next year. And then as it keeps going, we piece it together, and even as soon as now, Kirion landed about 10 minutes ago. So,
oh, did he?
Yeah.
I was about to say, that was about the only... I'm comparing my lists of different people, and yeah, Kirion very much... I mean, we've got so many crowd favourites now.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? And that's what we always knew, that if you can get guys that want to return and come back, then they're going to be popular. People are going to firstly meet them and see that they're good guys and good players, and then obviously we had some success, but they were all jumping out of their skin to get back here, and we only got a cue late, and he said, man, this is fantastic, this is what I wanted to do.
Because that's reasonably rare. He's an affiliated player with the Phillies, had an awesome season with us, made the defensive play of the playoffs or the championship series in that critical ninth inning, but usually those affiliated players, you know, they have their time here, they don't usually come back.
Yeah, and I think one of the benefits now in having some longevity in the relationship with the Phillies is that we can have open conversations with them about what our needs are and what they want to satisfy by sending players out here and the money that they invest to get them down here. And Kirion was still on that list of guys that they think's got a chance to get better. So when we said we need a second catcher, and we put his name forward because he knew he wanted to come, and we know what we're going to get. They jumped at the opportunity to send him, and hence why he's hopefully landed.
And probably my favourite player from last year with just the most amazing story, Nick Ward. He's back as well. Yeah,
that was fun yesterday when we went through our list of who's here and who's not and what have you. And
that's a long hit out to centre field. Jack Partington wearing the opposition colours tonight deals with that without an issue. And that was Josh Altman, another returnee.
2016-17, Josh was with the Texas Rangers back then and ended up having some time in AAA, but he was dying to get back here. He was single when he came last time. He's married now, and he said to his wife, what a great experience for us.
Yeah, I saw, I think, posts from said partner on Facebook and how excited it was to make the effort to get back down here again.
And he's had nothing but good numbers for that entire time, so we hope that he's a leader, he's an older guy, and he plays hard and asks a lot of questions, and he's a fun guy to have around. Shout out to Renee if she's listening. I know she's ready to get on the plane soon, so I'm sure she's excited about getting down here as well.
From memory, Josh was here the year that we just had that incredible season with 7 walk-offs. Have I got my years aligned right?
Yeah,
because I reckon Altman was a part of that. And there's a hit. Nicely done by Nava. I'm going to have to learn my pronunciations.
Andrick Nava.
Nava.
Yeah.
So this is why we've got you up here. You can help me with this stuff. So
it's
Nava, Quirion, Lee, Wingrove, Ward, Spence, Bull, Altman, Altamura. I'm going to have Altman and Altamura. That's going to be... Sure, I'll get them mixed up at some point. Paparella, Simmons, Knight, McCarty. Actually, they're not too bad this year. Just looking through the pictures, a few Japanese and Koreans to work through.
Yeah, we've had a bit of turnover with the Koreans already, but initially all of them had a surname of Lee, so that was going to be an easy start to it, Phil.
That would be nice and easy for me, thank you. Because, of course, the league from 8 to 6, Geelong Korea not here, but there seems to be still a really strong Korean connection just dispersed amongst the clubs this year.
Totally. So they dipped out as a team, but then the teams remaining have benefited from them seeing benefit in having players down here and getting time. So we're one of them, Samsung Lions, and we spoke to a few of the teams, and Samsung have been really supportive of what's going on, and we'll get 2 pitchers and a catcher and a coach and a translator and a trainer.
I was going to ask about the translator.
Yeah.
Who the expert is on the cruise. Liam Spence, first time up, is a K. And that's, well, never got on, but stranded at first base, we are 3-1. We might just continue through, because I know time is precious, and whilst we've got to ask you all the hard questions. Stadium-wise, it's looking a bit different at the moment, but I believe there's construction about to happen.
It's a very generous way to say it, Phil, and you always want to start with a low base, right, and then just build up. So obviously, you know, we had some success last year and great crowds at the end, and we're all excited by that. But to be honest, when we're down here, we don't fill out the seats very often. So what we're going to do this year is give ourselves the chance to do that more often. And
I think as well, just from those who watch, they watch the grandstand that we're in, the Mark Hutton grandstand, and because of the way the ticketing is, most people congregate on first base, and this one doesn't fill, and it looks like no one's here, when in reality there is a good crowd, they're just not behind home plate.
So now we're going to have them sort of more refined to a couple of different areas, and as it expands, we'll use the expansion area for firstly standing room and a kid zone and other amenities that we'll provide out there, and then if we need seats, we'll get seats, and that'll be great. If we've got demand, we'll do it.
Well, you know, those memories in February last year, I mean, I already had my commentary highlight of the year done and dusted before we hit March, was seeing all the people on the home run hill. You know, and seeing home runs going into the home run hill in particular was handy. And just seeing this ballpark full and living up to its potential was fantastic.
Yeah, and it's in as good a shape on November the 7th or 8th or whatever we are today as it has been for a few years. So we're bringing professional players out here, so we have to make sure that the surface matches that, and we think it does. There hasn't been any complaints this year, so other than some aesthetics around a few of the edging bits and whatever, which will come with the weather and you know, a bit of sun and a bit of water, you'd be surprised what that does, and a bit of TLC, and it'll be ready to go.
No, I mean, you know, having seen other venues and, you know, back in your day playing that were trying to fit a baseball field into all sorts of weird alignments, you know, it's great to come out and we have ourselves an absolute fair dinkum true blue baseball field that we now build a stadium around.
Totally, and that discussion's still happening about where we land, and I hope it's here. I hope we can expand on this and get some more government support, and we're certainly ticking the right boxes with a lot of what we're doing. But the next bit is getting that talk to turn into action and reality, and saying to the minister or the premier or whoever it may be that we want to make this the home of baseball for a long, long time, and the home of women's baseball and the home of junior baseball and the Adelaide Giants and academies and everything that we want to make sure that we're ticking the box so that people who play this game get serviced better than they've ever done before, and that's what we want to do.
And it was... I'm getting my years mixed up now, but was it pre-COVID that we had the Korean team out here for spring training, which gave an opportunity to just see what potentials? We've got a walk here, so help me out here. Number 27 on the hill.
That is the starter.
So our pitchers are down. I don't have a starting pitcher, but...
Alistair Tanner.
Okay, thank you.
Young fella. Just a recent article I saw that he's a 2025 commit to Arizona State University, which is pretty cool for a young fella.
Yeah, he's already got the trident, I noticed.
Yeah. Shout out to Brooke Knight while we're on here, who a fantastic history and a fella that's well regarded here. Beyond that, you know, if there's a level above that, that's where he's thought of down here, and he started this ship in the right direction, that's for sure. And props to him and Brooke, and look forward to seeing you later in the year. Fantastic to have Briley out here, and he's
going to do our best to get Brooke when we can up here to share his vast experience.
Totally, yeah. You know how well he can speak, and the intensity which he brings and the love for the game. And as I said, having Briley here is fantastic. We met Briley nearly a decade ago when he was 14. He's 24 now, and done 4 years of school, and we're lucky to have him. He's running around out there in the big mega head in right field tonight, and he goes away with Team Australia to Japan. So things have, good things happen when you come to Australia, that's for sure, and that's starting to happen for him.
So that's going to be an interesting start to the season. Really nothing you can do about it because the ABL has this window that isn't particularly flexible, but if, Japan, Korea and Taiwan want to play us, you want to go and play them.
You've got to support it. I mean, international baseball, we've been wanting and asking, and we've got an opportunity to do it, and that's exactly how it's going to play out. And we've got a good team at a competitive age group that we can really, challenge the best in the world. And, if we keep playing in those tournaments and get good results, then good things are going to happen, right?
And from a Giants perspective, I mean, Brisbane are going to be in exactly the same boat. There's a great play to Spence. Just took McCardle off the bag, and that is safe. So well done to Flynn McKay. And from a Giants perspective, it's Brisbane are going to be in the same boat, but it's a chance for some of those fringe players, fighting for a starting spot to get their chance.
That whole statement there is perfect, Phil, and I think too, we have to really drill down on the definitions of some of those words even now, but with what we've built is, even the word fringe is an interesting way to determine guys on our 35. I think what we're doing now is building a longer, deeper list of people who can compete at any time.
Yep.
And that's the confidence Tank gives the youth. It's the experience that we bring in that drags them up with him. So I'm excited by that opportunity. Like kids like Ali Tanner can play, and Drew Davies in centre field, and Nick Paparola at second base, and all of those kind of kids that have got great futures in baseball, and definitely with the Giants, and hopefully above and beyond that.
So we've got a 1-2 count with none out and 2 All-Stars on. So here's their chance, but Lightbody struck out. That is the first out of the top of the second. 7-inning affair, I've been told.
Now to bat number 8.
Don't think you're going to have any weather issues tonight. Pleasant night in Adelaide. Of course, you're hoping now the weather gods do their thing for you on respective home games. What promotions, first round? What are we going to have Friday night? Because that's going to be a promotion we've been waiting 43 years for.
Yeah, I mean, opening night always has a little bit of excitement around it, but when you get to unveil a pennant and a championship, it's something neither you nor I know what it looks like and how it's going to be. So, that's a pretty good swing.
I can remember 1980, but only just. That's put high. Let's see where the wind takes it. Right to right field. It is a catch that will advance. Mitchell to third. Yeah, we're going in right field. That's Briley Knight. Okay.
Made a good play, didn't he?
Yep. Had a couple that have played close to the fence tonight just to tease.
So I'm looking forward to the opening night, mate, and we can't lose focus on the fact that we're here to do a job, and that's keep winning games this year as well. So we'll celebrate it, and the fans that were here then, and the players that helped us get there. But then we move on, and we're into what's happening this year. And don't worry, every focus they've been training pretty hard already, and they're going to hit it every day from here moving forward. And take out the couple of guys that are away. We're nearly at full strength, and what a team to play opening weekend, right?
Well, it's the 2 best teams from last year. It's the ABLCS we thought we were going to get until Perth created a bit of a kerfuffle up in Brisbane. And, it's funny how it can all fall apart so quickly. Brisbane on the Saturday afternoon headed in, we're needing 1 win to be top seed in the ABLCS. 22 hours later, they were out.
Yeah, their regular season, I think, was as good as anyone's ever had, almost. And that's baseball, though. Can turn around on you pretty quick, and you can screw all those games up in the regular season and throw them in the bin because playoff baseball and tournament play.
You had to look at the major leagues this year and how I think none of the top 5 seeds got within Cooey in the end of the World Series. Playoffs are a different kettle of fish sometimes. So between now and next Friday, what's your biggest piece of work that's got to be done? Because I imagine your to-do list is pretty long right now.
Oh, it certainly is. It's all of every day, and this time of year there's no time off in baseball, that's for sure. But it's an exciting time to be at it with players continuing to arrive and welcome them and onboard them and make sure they understand what it means to be part of the Giants. And some of them haven't been here, and those that have, now that we've got enough returning people, Phil, is that they get an understanding pretty quickly.
Okay, so we've got 2 outs. We've got Koze Yonezawa, who was just walked on first. This is the number 9 hitter, Carter Powell, and a chance for the All-Stars to break open the scoring. We're at the top of the second if you just joined us. The lights are on. We'll start to take their effect. So a bit of pressure for the young pitcher on the hill right now to deal with loaded bases, and that's how you deal with it. You strike them out and you leave them there. So 3 got on, 3 stayed there. We are through 1.5. Dave, anything else you wanted to mention?
Mate, just to everybody out there, we're really excited about the team we've put together and the fact that we get fantastic support as well. Every job that is around here is important, and sometimes, you know, we have to remind ourselves that they are, and the work you guys do up here is part of that. And then the guys down there, and I tell them this, is we try to do everything we can from the foul lines out to make sure that they can go and focus on doing the best job they can inside those foul lines. And we hope that they do that. If they play good and they stay healthy and they like each other, it's a really good chance.
And look, there's something for everyone to try and get involved with. You've got some great setups. I love the fact that you've got the kids now through Australian Fire Services with the free junior membership, and the tie-in with those that are Diamond Sports members get reduced ticket prices. So just sending the love out to everybody. Come on down and enjoy the baseball.
Well, I mean, we've tried to do that for many, many years. We are open, we're inclusive, and we want to just play a good brand and be welcoming to everybody, and we do. We get great support. It's so much fun to come down here. It's impossible to have a bad time. I would urge to bring a nice jumper on an evening, Phil, but tonight you don't need it. I'm fine. Sitting here in the shorts, so
I got a
good.
bit of natural insulation, so it takes a while for me to get a hoodie, but yeah, you do need to bring one, that is for sure. But looking forward to some great nights. The ABL, I mean, it's I was doing some stats comparing 40 games. It's more games in an Australian sporting season than any other sport to play 40 matches.
Yeah, I'm thinking
and then you do it over, I think it's 66 days between first day you play and last day regular season. So once you go, it is just so intense, and it's great to be part of the ride.
No, I agree, mate. Appreciate your time again, and happy to get the guys up here. I know you're going to have a few guys up here during the year, and they do a fantastic job, and Eric will be welcome back, and Brady and Watsy probably.
Have no fear, Eric will be back.
I have no doubt.
And J-Mac is into it straight away, just foul down the right field line. So, Davo, appreciate you've got 1,000 jobs. Great to have you on board today and sharing with the viewers, and all the best with the season ahead.
All good. Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Dave.
See you, mate.
All right, so if you have just joined us, we're at the bottom of the second now. Jordan McArdle, the captain, is at the plate. Now, if I got my order of pitches correct, that's Will Kotakis hurling him down at the moment. DJ through the first inning. McArdle playing first base tonight, so might just quickly run through some batting orders and fielding positions. I'm not sure how much they're going to change over a 7-inning games, but the Giants were led off by Cade Fergus, centre field. He ground out to short, bottom of the first, sorry. J-Mac goes whack to centre field. That sets Jack Partington a task. He got back there pretty quick and then had a fair while to wait for it to arrive. And that is one away for the Giants, bottom of the second. So Cade Fergus, centre field, leading off. Then Josh Altman, the shortstop, he flew out to centre. Andrik Nava got on with a hit to right. Liam Spence struck out. That was the end of the first. Then it's Jordan McArdle. You just saw him fly out to centre field. Up at the plate now, Briley Knight. Nick Paparella to follow. He's playing second base. Drew Davies at left tonight, batting 8. And Zach Adamura designated hitter in the 9 spot. Knight lays into that. Pretty well hit it to where he plays. Not sure if Sam Brief, the Brisbane Bandits caller and Chicago Dogs broadcaster, is watching. He calls those a golden out when you get out at the position that you play defensively at. Not sure if Sam's making a return this year. If not, I'll have to adopt that one for him. Not sure about the bon voyage though, Sam. I reckon that one's yours to keep. So 2 up, 2 flyouts at the bottom of the second. This is Nick Paparella, one of those young players. Looking forward to seeing develop. Puts that one straight to third. And that's 1, 2, 3. At third base, Flynn McKay. 6 up, 6 down for the Giants. 2 innings are in the books. It's pre-season baseball. Thanks to Spacequake Sports. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back. We're in the third. Scoreless contest thus far. Errorless baseball. Liam Spence gets another strike at the hot corner, but run out. That's great speed. That's Max Tracy who's back.
Now batting number 9, Jack Partington.
Because Spence had to wait for it. Yeah, no question. That was going to be safe as much as McArdle stretched for it. So that's the fourth All-Star to get on thus far. With bases loaded, left them all stranded. Steeler second, spills out to centre field. Catcher tonight is Andrik Nava, who's, I assume, going to split some duties with Anthony Curion, who, as Nathan Davidson just advised, has only just landed. This is spring training, all 7 innings of it. Pretty pleasant night here in Adelaide. Temperature got up to the high 20s, I think. Nice cooling breeze off the coast. Just pleasant time to be out and about. We're into the, not just the baseball season, but the Christmas season, the Christmas pageant, one of the biggest, well, it is the biggest parade in the Southern Hemisphere. An Adelaide icon held last Saturday, which means everyone can go out now and put up the Christmas trees and decorations. Christmas this year falls on a Sunday, and for Giants fans, there is a pre-Christmas series. There's going to be Thursday the 21st, Friday the 22nd, a double header on the Friday, and then the finale will be 5:30 on the Saturday. So no game Sunday the 24th. That's against the Perth Heat. So we're going to have home series in weeks 1, 4, 6, 8 and 9. As a strikeout on Jack Partington. Tracy sitting at second, a vacant first base. Austin Gallagher, who put one a long way away, but caught by Fergus, Cade Fergus, in right centre. Brisbane Bandits, Friday the 17th to the 19th. Melbourne Aces, December 7th to the 9th. Perth Heat, as mentioned, 21st to the 23rd. Canberra Cavalry, January 4 to 7, and then the week after Sydney Blue Sox, January 11 to 14. So quite a few of those games in that holiday window, you know, sort of from mid-December to mid-January. The Heat, the Cavalry and the Sox, with only a trip to the Aces in the middle. With a lot on holiday break, hopefully should mean some good crowds for some great baseball. Bandits will be ropeable, having thrown away a great regular season with a poor day and losing 2 straight semi-finals to Perth. But they'll be undermanned, as will the Giants, with the Australian commitments, as there's one's popped to centre to Fergus, and in the end Tracy decides, I don't know this arm and I'm not going to test it. So
Now batting number 30.
DJ Mitchell, DJ the DH. That's fouled into the softball where there is no game. That's going to be a little later. Also broadcast on Spacequake Sports, your local sports specialists. Mitchell, you can see the navy blue with the S. That's the Saints of Sturt, one of the local baseball clubs, and fair to say one of the powerhouse clubs in recent years, regular finalists. And if I read my stats right, I think they're leading the league at the moment, albeit a few weeks into what is a 39-game season. So 2 out, scoreless. But there's an all-star in scoring position in Max Tracy at second base. Needs a hit. All-Stars with 2 hits, Giants with 1. And we got a 1-2 count. That's left, and we go to our first Richie of the season. 2-2 with 2 out. The Bennett Field scoreboard lighting up with all the 2s. Down low, and well, every time the Giants get on, the All-Stars get on, the Giants respond with a 2-out strikeout. That's 2.5 with no score. Just a couple of sponsors mentions, because all the sponsors, great supporters of baseball in South Australia. They include Citadel IT. They provide comprehensive managed IT solutions to your business, from monitoring and support through to data security, and who doesn't need that these days? Backup and recovery. Maybe they could have helped Optus today. Working with customers to become their own IT department, Citadel IT provides great customer service and top-tier solutions. You can visit the team at Citadel IT at citadelit.com.au and make your business's IT work for your business. Also, have you tried Fresh and Delicious? Fresh and Delicious provide consistently high-quality produce to both businesses and homes direct to your door, ensuring longer-lasting produce. Head to freshanddelicious.com.au to order and receive free next-day delivery if you live in Metro Adelaide. Another great local, and depending on when this game finishes, might even be heading here, the West Beach Eatery. The West Beach Participating Eating, they fuel baseball SA in the local community. Exceptionally possible when we have the kids teams here. The team has supported the baseball community for numerous years now, and we're proud to have them on board. The West Beach Patisserie and Eatery are a go-to for the on-the-go snacks and catering platters. They're located right in front of the Big Four Holiday Park, which is only a couple of home runs away. At the West Beach Patisserie and Eatery, open to guests and the general public, the perfect place to relax. Grab a coffee with cake or enjoy a meal catching up with friends. I want to mention Belgravia Apparel as well. With over 30 years experience, Belgravia Apparel leads the custom apparel market space to take your team, club, school or business to the next level to inspire unity and performance. They deliver substantial industry knowledge, design and manufacturing expertise, and a client-focused best practice processes, backed up with a large design team, sales team and offices across Australia. They're a state-of-the-art local Australian manufacturing facility and accredited offshore manufacturing partners. Bottom of the third in a scoreless encounter, pre-season baseball at West Beach. As we start to psych up for a big ABL season. It ended here February 5th. As that's a hit. Second one for the Giants, and I think that's Drew Davies. Do not have numbers for the Giants, which is just a little problematic. Okay, as long as nobody moves or changes, we'll be fine. Zach Oldemura comes in. Another local lad. And that's a strong hit. But strong off the back, but nothing Jack Partington couldn't handle. Don't even think that's a bit unfair to call that a fly. That's more a line drive to centre, but
now batting number 29,
that's one away. Back to the top of the Giants order. Cade Fergus, Josh Altman's on deck. Or will be when he steps out of the dugout. Of course, the ABL, we're still the same regular season, 10 weeks, 4 games of weekend series. Of course, with the teams going from 8 back to 6, no Auckland, and in the end, no Geelong Korea. Not sure how you would have managed a 7-team ABL. But with the 6, it means everybody home and away, one ladder of 6 teams. I believe it's a top 4 semi-final series, 1v4, 2v3 at the all to be played at the 1 and 2 seeds, RKA like last season, where Adelaide hosted Auckland for a 3-game series, as did Brisbane against Perth. And then the ABL will also be a best of 3. That'll be, I think it's the 4th and 5th of February or thereabouts, where there will be a game 1 and then game 2 and 3 at the other city. Little slow roller, advances the runner nicely by Cade Fergus. Picking it up, Mitch Lightbody.
Now batting number 3,
Josh Altman's at the plate. And now it's the Giants who need a hit to break this deadlock. Now, in terms of who is pitching, I got this as Nicholas Anthony. And apologies for my lack of background on the local team. These games do come together just a little bit quickly in the middle of a working week. Pitches are all going one inning, as that's going to be first run. Josh Altman has an RBI. Not that it will count in the official or ABL stats, but that's what you want to be doing. That is exactly what you want to be doing on your first reasonably serious, hit. And the Giants, courtesy of that run, Drew Davies scores. Giants lead the All-Stars 1-0. Hendrick Neighbour, the catcher tonight from the Phillies. That's popped up. Flynn McKay takes the catch. That retires the Giants. Not before they score a run, though. An RBI single to Josh Altman, scores Drew Davies. It's Adelaide Giants 1. The South Australian All-Stars, their first run, maybe not too far away as we head to the top of the fourth. Back after the break. Welcome back to a glorious night in the South Australian capital. The planes are taking off over the Gulf of St Vincent, which always provides a lovely backdrop to Dicolour Australia Stadium, home of the Adelaide Giants and of South Australian baseball. New pitcher on the hill who needs absolutely no introduction, no number required. Todd Van Steensel, who threw that strikeout that led to, well, the biggest celebration seen in South Australian baseball in 43 years. And Steensel, 11 years in the ABL, finally part of a championship.
Now to bat for the All-Stars.
He's back to continue. He's got a record to chase, I think, in terms of pitching games played. We'll need to dig up a little record book I've been working on, with some help, I might add. Again, Steensel's earned himself a page in that. He has pitched in 145 ABL games. Justin Erasmus, mainly from Brisbane, although I think he did have one outing with Canberra. It's 140, is 2 ahead. Well, this one doesn't count. In fact, not even the playoffs count. Interesting the way they do the stats. It's in baseball, playoff stats, games, etc. Totally independent of what happens in a regular season. 1-2 count. Glenn McKay swings at a low pitch. And for that indiscretion, it'll be TVS's
Now to bat number 2, Mitch Light.
first strikeout victim. Todd will probably be a little upset that all the publicity around Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Big Taylor Swift fan. Haven't seen him post much about Taylor Swift in recent times. I might have missed it. Mitch Lightbody puts one out tonight under the Bennett Field scoreboard. That's 2 away. 7-inning pre-season contest. Of course, all the All-Star players are members of the South Australian Baseball League that at Division 1 level this year went from 13, like they've been 13 teams as long as I can remember, and finally they're at 14. The Gawler Rangers are in Division 1, and just to send a cheerio to Gawler, they notched up their first Division 1 win against Northern Districts a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely fantastic. Welcome to the big time in the South Australian Baseball League, and yeah, I don't know. This kind of competition, you want an even number of teams, and whilst there's they'll join the Central District Lions, who are based at Gawler, as well as I think the 2 Gawler teams in South Australian state competitions. Can't think of any others. So good on them. There'll be some hard yards, I'm sure, first year in Div 1 and down the ranks as everyone has to step up, but they're here now, and I'm sure they'll only get better. As there's a number. That was, yeah. I'm not sure if that was Drew Jansen or it might have been a pinch hitter. Oh, no, Drew Jansen it was. Okay. Got on base with the single. So the All-Stars have got someone on every inning, second, third, this is the fourth. They do go down in order in the first. Koki Yonezawa is at the plate for the All-Stars. Just got away momentarily from the other, but was quick enough to pick it up. Van Steensel last year, 1-2 record, 16 games, 7 save opportunities, 5 saves. This is the regular season stats, as well as back-to-back hits. They're going to test the arm of Knight. That could, oh no, that's a throw off the bag, and Spence had trouble collecting, so everyone advances a base. And now it's 2 All-Stars. Will the All-Stars convert this into something on the scoreboard? They're 2 out. 2 in scoring position, as that's a well-hit ball.
Now batting number 3.
Past the efforts of McArdle and Paparella. Knight's throw wasn't lacking for strength, just off the back. They didn't hit Spence on the knee. It's not where you want to collect one at this time of year. Just took a comfortable bounce off the edge of the grass by the looks. So 1-0 Giants. Big at bat here, as it was for Carter Powell, who was at the plate when they had him loaded. That time he struck out. This time Spence cannot collect. And the All-Stars are going to take the lead. The second misfield. No one went and got it for a little while. Heads up play from Yonezawa, who had to avoid a bit of traffic. And that was the one that second run. Everyone's looking at the ball. Someone's got to get it. Left to Spence. Well, you haven't played this game if you haven't got your uni dirty, and that's 3 in a row, so not quite the return Van Steense want. That'll be an unearned run. I think they're going to make that an E5 at some point in that series. But this third out is proving a little bit difficult. 3 hits and an error. Jack Partington's up, still 2 out. All-Stars with a 2-run-to-1 lead. And Partington just goes. Tried to put that onto the 18th hole. Of course, down at West Beach, a sporting precinct. Softball field to my left, a softball/baseball field behind, and a top end of a golf course right behind centre field. Always fun when the sprinklers go on there. To the right, we've got tennis. We've also got fields that softball, footy, soccer, lacrosse are played on. We're between the crosshairs of the 2 runways at Adelaide Airport, so not much you want to do with housing right here. So the West Beach Parks, Caravan Park. Lots of recreational and entertaining things, especially during the summer, especially when it's baseball season. 1-2 count, 2 out. That's over short. That's going to be another RBI. Play at the plate will not be in time. Carter Powell has scored. Jack Partington has himself an RBI after a pop-up and a strikeout.
The bat for the All-Stars, number 28, Austin Gallagher.
So Max Tracy is at second. Jack Partington with that RBI is at first. It's now a 3-1 lead for the All-Stars. And this is the meat of the order. Gallagher and Mitchell bringing the power. Gallagher flew out to right field on a huge hit, just picked the longest corner of the ballpark, then flew out to centre. So he's connected a couple of times. And it's hitters count, 2-1, 2 out, 2 on. And a 2-run All-Stars lead. Put to Paparella, picks it up cleanly, just the 1 out needed. Just the 1 out got. So the All-Stars leave a couple stranded, but they score 3. The floodgates are starting to open here at West Beach. I want to recognise a couple of other great supporters of South Australian baseball this summer, the Banner Crew. Jason and the crew out there, they have been busy making a whole bunch of fresh new ballpark signage. And They'll be highlighting the ballpark as it gets ready for the ABL launch Friday week. Banner crew do signage and a whole bunch more of promotional material for your business or club. Make sure to check them out. Also want to thank Hilltop Office and Hospitality Supplies, the Division 1 sponsors. If you're looking for a wide range of quality supplies for your office or canteen, then Hilltop Office and Hospitality Supplies are the place to go. From pens, sticky tape, or even canteen packaging, they have you covered. Hilltop Office and Hospitality Supplies. And for the kids, before you start booking your summer holidays, make sure to check out the Baseball SK camps coming to you this January. Head over to the Baseball SA website and the events tab. You'll see 2 awesome camps that'll keep the kids busy during the summer school holidays. The Little League age camp will feature 3 days of instruction, games and activities with a focus on skill development and game awareness. Something I should go to. Players will receive a report card, don't want one of those, detailing testing results, as well as feedback from coaches. Spaces are limited to 36 participants. And for the youth girls baseball camp for players aged 7 to 10, they'll introduce players to entry-level baseball in a safe and inclusive environment. So if you're into the junior baseball, looking to improve your skills, 2 great summer camps being run by Baseball SA. Austin Hassani on the hill from the Kensington Cardinals. So each pitcher rostered to go an inning, because they could well be used next weekend. Not sure what happens if one of them gets particularly stuck in an inning. Guess we'll find out. Maybe. Now, Liam Spence. It's going to be 4, 5, 6 in the Giants order. Spence, McArdle, Briley Knight. Takes the first pitch in the dirt. Two count, none out, none on. The Giants with a 2-run deficit. Will that carry? No, it'll drop. And for the first, no, just checking for the Giants. Yep. Drew Davies led off in the third. Second straight inning. Lead off player on. G'day to a few of my mates, Tommy Javor and Mr. Sedgwick. Reckon we could do you a special deal, Dave. I'll send you a message. Jordan McArdle, the captain, is up at the plate. If he puts it over the fence, we've got a tied ball game. Was West Beach not particularly known for its home runs? But then when they happen, they sort of happen in spurts. And game 2 of the ABLCS played here on that Saturday night when anything could have happened. Perth could have won and another heartbreak here for the Adelaide team, or Adelaide could have sent it to game 3. And Adelaide hit 4 home runs in 1 inning. It was, I've seen 3. One ABLCS at Norwood, they went back to back to back. I think I saw 3 in one inning here, and during the regular, I've never seen 4 home runs in an inning here until that night, and that put Adelaide, gave them the cushion to get to game 3. And they beat Perth 5-2. It was a game for all the marbles. A game that was 1 run in it, I think, until the 8th. As McArdle is walked. Spence decides to try and steal second, not really required.
Now batting number 9, Riley Knight.
Riley Knight is in right field. He's batting position number 6, wearing number 9 tonight. Flew out to his fielding position of right field. Ground pretty much bathed in shadow now. The sun about to go behind the pine trees that line Military Road here. Strike taken. A few people here, and any night's a good night to come and watch baseball. Was free entry tonight. And of course, hope you're all enjoying it on Spacequake Sports, who will be bringing you not just the Adelaide Giants games in the ABL this year, but also the home games of the Canberra Cavalry from the fort in Narrabundah. And also they're doing the games for the Sydney Blue Sox this year for the first time. So Dave Muggleton, Brandon Wilhouse and crew will be busy. Double play chance and taken. 4-6-3. Well, that sort of knocks out the chance. Mitch Lightbody to Yonezawa at short, standing on second base. Carter Pale at first. First double play got to call this season. Nick Paparella. It was the third out in the second. Puts that one out. It's going to fly back in this part of the world. Very well protected here. I got a old grandstand roof and gabba netting. If I get hit by a baseball, it'll be one of those glow balls they throw into the crowd. One of the great little promotions, because it's not just a game when you come down to the baseball. It's the ABL, plenty of activities to be had. My favourites, oh look, the Diamond Dash with the kids is hard to beat. You give the kids a good time, happy kids, happy life kind of thing. Usually there's a blow-up dinosaur involved in something, either two dinosaurs going at it. We had a little bit of a version of the freeze races. It was a guy dressed in a sumo costume. And despite that, none of those blow-up sumo costumes, despite that, managed to run down most of the guests having a run around the outfield. So who knows what they'll come up with this year. But now there's Giants at the corners as Paparella has done his job, enticed another walk. And this is a key 2-out at-bat in the context of this game. And it's going to be the youngster Drew Davies. Davies just 17. Australian under-18 national team that played this year. Rumour has it he might need to start liking the colour red. Stay tuned for that. Right now he's got a 1-0 count. Make that 1-1. As I said to Nathan Davidson, who was the general manager who was here earlier this game, that one is played, found the gap. And the 17-year-old delivers a run for the Giants, and he ain't done. He scampered around to second. We've got ourselves a one-run ball game. Drew Davies, the RBI. That scores.
Now batting number 26, Zach Altamura.
That scored McCardle. No, that scored Spence. McCardle got out on the double play. So it's Paparella, 90 feet away from tying this one. Davies, whilst all the action was around third, scampered to second. Zach Altamura. He puts one in play. Suddenly it's a hit parade at West Beach, and we're all tied up. Nick Paparella, bit like Little League game, to be honest. He got on and got around to third pretty quickly and crossed the plate. So RBI to Zach Altamura, the Phillies prospect. No, sorry, correction, he's one of the local lads. So 3-3 ball game as we head towards. He needs a speed clock. We've been going 70 minutes. We're 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. So the Giants going around for the third time now, leading off Kate Fergus. That one just inside, I suspect. So Davies at first. Altamura. I mean, this has got to be exciting that the rally has come from the kids. Paparelli, Davies and Altamura. I'm not sure if any of them can vote, but they can hit. And whilst Kate Fergus flies out the centre field, we've got ourselves a ball game. Not the biggest stakes, but it's close. 3 apiece after 4. We'll be back with the 5th very shortly.
New this season, we are pleased to introduce the Diamond Sports membership to any baseball and softball SA members. For $25, you'll get the gift of Adelaide Giants member, as well as being able to purchase any tickets for $5. Come by the ticket booth after the game if you want to purchase or have any questions.
Welcome back. Cheerio to Miles. And all those tuned in Space Quake Sports. Great to have you on board tonight. Very laid back and casual night. Warming up, although for the kids, I guess. Talk to Davo about, you know, players on the fringe, and there's a few development spots, and who's going to take those, who's going to get those rare plate appearances and pinch running things when required, or when the game's pretty one-sided. Let's put some kids in and see where that goes. So maybe a laid-back one for the crowd, and the All-Stars, it's a nice hit out, but there's still a bit at stake here. Once you put on that Giants uniform, everything's observed and watched, and some of the tracking stats are absolutely unbelievable. And that's a punch out. Again, apologies, I'm not sure who's out there pitching at the moment, and if I don't know, I'm not going to guess. So, nice mow though for Movember. Not sure if we got a head start there. I'm going to be kicking myself when someone tells me who that is, but so be it. And this is the bit that I was kind of fearing. I think this is Will Cortakis who's having a hit right now. It is. He's got whack! But, yeah, okay. Yeah, felt well short. It's a single. Fell so short that the right fielder couldn't get there. You have to excuse me. I'm getting just a little excited early till I work out what's going to be a home run or not again this season. Had a nice sound to it. A colleague that I first called baseball with, Andrew Sperling, good day to Spurls if you're watching, said, look, you don't even have to see the ball, you just have to hear the crack of bat. And that one got me excited because it was kind of loud. Maybe it was too loud, because it did land about 40 feet short of the fence. Fences here, by the way, it's 320 feet to left and to right and about 390 to centre. And although it looks like it curves, it actually doesn't. There are actually a few straight lines out there, which do make left centre and right centre the longest part of the ballpark, just before the straight line at centre field. A few people gathered on the home run hill. Great place to watch, by the way. A strike taken. This is Mitch Lightbody at the plate. Tied game. I do not believe we'll be playing extras if it happens to be tied after 7. If you can get down here, I certainly encourage you to do so. It's got a wonderful range of places to watch from. My personal favourite is the back of the Mark Hutton grandstand where our commentary spot is. And, you know, you are right behind home plate, reasonably close, get a great view of all the action. As Lightbody strikes out.
Now batting number 19, Billy Damon.
Okay. So now everyone's giving everyone a hit. Now, if you can't get to the ball, so you got the grandstand behind home plate. There'll be a grandstand over the first baseline, which is the sun at your back. Then you've got the burrito bowl aka the old Shark Tank, which is located at a high level down the first baseline. Something that was introduced last year, the Banter Bar, which is similarly elevated sort of party area down the third baseline, right next to the visitors' dugout, hence the banter part of the Banter Bar. And then I think the only ballpark in the ABL with a home run hill. Bring your chairs, bring your rugs. Plenty of space to watch it from, and it was just the most magnificent sight last February to see all parts of this stadium packed. 2 successive nights giving great support to the Giants to help get them over the line, winning the first Claxton Shields for a South Australian team since 1980. And we get it back underway Friday week. 3-1 count here. Tied ball game. All Stars have a player on first, and we go full. Payoff pitch is going to be a walk. For those who can't get to the game, good news. We've got an app for you. In fact, even if you come to the games, get the app as well. Plenty of coverage of the ABL competition. It's Baseball Plus, the new version of On Demand. It didn't come as an app last year. So that's where the majority of the games will be streamed this summer. Baseball Plus, of course, baseball.com.au is the go-to website. And my co-caller, Eric Borner, and konbanwa again to Eric's son, who's either on his way or has arrived in Tokyo for the Asia Professional Baseball Championships involving Chinese Taipei, aka Taiwan, Korea, South Korea, and Japan. All those games will be streamed through the Baseball Plus app as well. It's all free. Had 30,000 registered to watch games last year. Looking to build on that. So right now a 3-0 count with 2 on for the All-Stars. A hit will break this deadlock. So we've got Phantom number 19. We've got a Phantom number 6, and right now it's loaded bases. Well, that's not Phantom number 6, that's Koki Yonezawa. Now number 16, okie dokie.
Now batting number 16, Jet Bahasi.
So right now this game, this is the second time that the All-Stars have loaded them up with 2 out. It happened in the second. They came away empty-handed. Their run, or their 3 runs, came together in the fourth. So after the first 5 frames were donuts, the last 3 have produced runs, 1, 3 and 2, which tallied is a 3-3 ball game. A 2-1 count with 2 out and bases are loaded. Temperature here 23 degrees. Might be almost time to get a hand on the hoodie to put on at the inning break. That's a swing, and we go the Richie 2-2-2 with loaded bases. Something marvellous is about to happen, but for whom? Can the All-Stars break the deadlock, or can the Giants leave them stranded again? That one a little high, and we have a full count. Possibly the biggest pitch of the ball game coming up right now. And fouled, so we'll get another one. Outside and walked in a run. No? No, I thought, okay, struck out. I missed the signal. Okay. Yeah, the cameraman missed the signal as well. Okay. Anyway, everybody walked off. Can only assume that was a strike. Look, I'm glad you're looking at me, because all the people in the crowd are looking at me going, what was that? It wasn't a walk and it wasn't a run. It must have been a strikeout. It's 3-3. I need a replay. Back shortly. Welcome back, folks. We are at the bottom of the fifth 3-3 ball game. All Stars have not had a problem getting on base. And to be fair, they've also scored 3 runs. But it could have been much, much more with a couple of big... In fact, I think all their 3 runs were on 2 outs. But they've also left about 8 or 9 stranded. Did get a question in one of the chats about how much does it cost to attend. Well, it depends on how you do it. You can have a full season membership. There's also what's called a 3 strikes pass. There's a reserve members grandstand. So what I would suggest is, rather than rely on me to tell you, trying to look up ticket prices whilst calling a ball game solo, go to the adelaidegiants.com.au. They'll give you some of your options. Yeah, looks very interactive, which means I struggle to play with it while I was calling. Because we've got a tied ball game here. Starting off, it's going to be 2-3-4. Josh Altman, last time he was up, he hit an RBI. Actually, correction, I think he flew out the centre, but he had an IBR to start the scoring. That would be more accurate. Put into play between right and centre. That's got over the head of Lightbody. That is a strong hit by Josh Altman, who's got 2 hits on the night. And half lead-off hitters in scoring position.
Now batting number 32,
Going to apologise that I don't have a huge amount of bits and pieces, because normally the electronic scoring and so forth isn't operable tonight. It is just a pre-season hit, nothing official. This is Andrik Nava, who's had a hit tonight. One count with 1 on and no one out. Straight to first base with a bit of a fumble, but he hit it there that quickly. Carter Powell, who's in first base tonight, I think. And that's Will Cortakis, who's replaced him, number 11. Or is it?
Now batting number 4, Liam Spence.
All right. That doesn't look like Will. I don't know much about South Australian baseball, but that doesn't look like Will, so might be Carter Powell after all. Or someone from the Glenelg Tigers, at least. I know that cap anywhere. Inside pitch. Without the full rosters with numbers handed up, it wasn't going to take much to confuse me tonight, so apologies for that. ABL will be a different kettle of fish. I'll just call what I got. What I got right now is Liam Spence, who singled and scored in the last inning. One of 2 runs scored in the 4th. And the players at first, and Josh Altman, who's made his way to third, just had to sit there and watch it all happen. Shortstop Koki Yonezawa, who I don't think has changed his position. So it's going to be up to, with 2 out, it's going to be the Jordan McArdle, who flew out to centre and walked to try and get Altman home. Pitch taken for a strike. There's Altman. Given a fairly big lead. The third base player, who I believe is Flynn McKay, although is a fair way off. There is a big gap down the third baseline, actually, of about 8 to 10 metres. McArdle more known for his right field play. Now, I don't believe got a copy of all the different rules, and you'll see those publicised next week, ABL fans. all about the tiebreakers and the extra innings rules and the player point system. I didn't see anything about the shift. At the moment, they're sort of in regulation with a slight turn to the right, and that's going to be... Well, I thought that was going to be safe. That isn't out, though. J-Mac wants to find New York. No, he doesn't. He understands this is a pre-season game. And we remain tied at 3 with 5 in the books. Let's have a look at the Space Quake. I mean, pre-season or not, one thing that you know, the Space Quake sports team will get you just the angle you need. And here it comes right now. Okay. Yeah, Space Quake Sports already on point with the shots and the reactions. We'll be back with the 6th after the break. Welcome back. As is often the case in these one-off pre-season trials, different players swap. You'll have some Giants players on the All-Star team and you'll have some All-Stars on the Giants. And we've got a Glenelg pitcher wearing number 31. I don't have a numeric roster, so I need Rodney Nottage.
Number 7, Tracy.
Max Tracy, thank you for letting me know who's hitting, Mr. PA announcer. The pitcher would be handy as well. But our Phantom 31 is on the hill. His first offering finds the outside edge and gets a fist pump from our home plate umpire. 0-1. Put to short, fumble, needs a quick pickup, and safe. And J-Mac says, you didn't give me safe, you're giving him safe. That's Max Tracy. Max Tracy is on. The question is, I guess they're going to probably have to give that. Yeah, they might have to give that a E6. On the shortstop, which is Josh Altman, the only blemish he's had tonight. It's been a pretty good night with the bat. Now, number 9, who I'd say is Jack Partington. Both teams had their chances with players on third base in the last inning to break this deadlock. Tracy's taught out to second. That's going to land foul. Briley Knight almost introduced himself to the bullpen. Head first introduced himself, but slowed up just in time to stop the spectacular somersault over. In the end, just a foul. So with none out, 1 on at first, it's an 0-2 count. Right back at our Phantom pitcher, right at short. Altman, no double play available. Leadoff runner in Tracy is out. Partington, I guess you'd call that a fielder's choice.
Next up to bat, number 28, Austin.
Not enough time, and Paparella showing a little bit of maturity there. Adrenaline can do some weird things from time to time, and there's a double play, and you throw it hard, wild, ends up just giving up a base. It wasn't there, you don't throw it, and did that well. Speaking of second base, Partington has just arrived. So we're pretty much where we were about 2 minutes ago, except it's now 1 out, not 2. I'm not 100% sure that's Altman at shortstop either, but anyway. Aha, the fielders are in. Partington, just like the little leaguers I call in May and June, has scampered around to third, which is setting the challenge to Austin Gallagher. He's got a 1-2 count, and there's one of our Space Cake cameraman filming the softball that's underway and the baseball next door. Not the first time a baseball's been delivered there. Occasionally a softball does come the other way. But otherwise we get along well. Gallagher through the slips cordon. Count remains 1-2. Just one player on base. It'd take quite something for it to be a double play to end the inning with second and first base vacant, but wouldn't be a baseball game if you didn't see something new. And right now we got the Richie. No, we haven't. We got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The All-Stars 90 feet away from taking the lead. It's Gallagher, to be followed by the DH, DJ Mitchell. And Gallagher swung at some high cheese, and he will go and reflect on his choices.
Now batting number 30, DJ Mitchell.
And you can see the home plate. Mitchell looks like from the Saints of Sturt. Not sure. Unless you get a strong northerly, which despite it being summer, we very rarely get a strong northerly here at West Beach. It's usually something south or westerly off the coast, which makes home runs a challenge. So the swing at the fences here, I'm not always sure is a great idea. I tend to find the runs score with good placement. It's a big diamond, find the gaps. Pop something over short, something over second. They're going to give you a space down the lines, use it. Much better chance of doing some damage, especially in this scenario. That one is fouled. Now we got a Richie. 2-2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Well, the All-Stars are going to leave another one stranded, or they're going to take the lead. Oh, and there is a spectator watching the softball. He wasn't watching that baseball hurtling towards him at a great degree of knots. There's the baseball. Thankfully still with us to tell us about it. Might have got her woken up a bit. Struck out. Well, that's 6. Gone for the All-Stars, bottom of the 6th in a 7-inning contest.
For just the purchase of
As this game heads towards its conclusion, so does daylight here in Adelaide.
And purchase your Diamond membership today.
Welcome back. It's going to be 6, 7 and 8 in the Giants lineup, which has actually been a pretty productive part of the lineup. Briley Knight about ready to come up. Briley, we spent time in Portland, which is an inside joke for some of us still Aussie rules, but too long a story to tell. That's Portland in the NCAA. And Briley, there's an under-24 national team. I think heading to Sydney to play Guam. There's always something happening internationally in baseball. And we have under-12s through to under-18s, and I think under-23s, under-24s have a world championship. And Australia's got to qualify, and to do that, we've got to beat Guam. And I think Riley is going to be a part of that squad. Good luck. 3-3 ball game. And we have a lead-off hitter on with a single, nicely positioned. As I said, that to me is how you play this ballpark. Of course, the old-timers that remember the original Giants and Norwood Oval and the bite would know that there was the old shark net on the right field fence, and then there was various things left field down the Wood Street stand.
Now batting for the Giants, Nick Aquarella.
Especially when they used to align the field sort of goal to goal, north to south. Then they sort of twisted it a little bit, so that left field fence wasn't quite the short pooch that it used to be. But this, as I said to Nathan Davidson earlier, is your Ridgy Stadium. It is a fully compliant, fully traditional baseball field, and we will build a stadium around it. Been home to baseball since October 2015. About 8 years. Or 9 seasons now. So 0-1 count. Knight on with a single. So here we go. Paparella, Davies and Altamura that all got on and all contributed to the tying of this ball game. Paparella last time up was walked and scored. Davies and Altamura with RBIs helped get him home. This time it's popped up at first base, mystery number 11. So that's one away with one on. Last vestige of orange towards the right field now, where the lights are taking full effect here at West Beach. Daylight saving kicked in about 6 weeks ago. Noted that there's one right past the pitcher and right past second base as well, and that's 2 on with 1 out for the Giants. Here's their chance. Whoever loses this, and I'm not sure there's going to be a lot of reflection on this game with South Australian Baseball League matches this weekend, and the Bandits coming to town starting Friday week. But if there was much reflection, it would be, well, everyone had their chances. Who can execute in the clutch? One who did was Drew Davies. His last at bat had an RBI that scored Liam Spence, made it a 3-2 ball game. In fact, he's 2 for 2 if I've got my scoring down pat. And not the hat trick though. Pretty much hit that one down the throat of the left fielder, which I think is Drew Jansen.
Number 26.
Not sure about that. Let's have a look. No, number 2, that'd be Mitch Lightbody. So two down, 2 on. A hit could break this thing open. Altamora produced just that in the 4th to make it a 3-3 ball game. That was the last scoring play. This one, a 1 bouncer to the pitcher. Needed the 1 out through a strike that won't go in the scorebook. And we're through 6. And a game that had a lot of donuts, then a lot of scoring. We're back to donuts again. But the 7th is coming up. There won't be an 8th. It could be an All-Stars win. It could be a Giants win, or one of the rarest things you'll see in baseball. It could be a tie. Stick around. The Banner crew have been part of our brand fresh new ballpark signage. Come on down and check it all out. Big shout out to Jason and the Banner crew for hooking us up with the quality signage that will really help highlight this wonderful ballpark. Banner crew do a wide range of promotional material as well for your business or your club. Make sure to check them out. I want to recognise the wonderful support of Hilltop Office and Hospitality Supplies. If you're looking for a wide range of quality supplies for your office or canteen, then Hilltop Office and Hospitality Supplies are the place to go for pens, sticky tape, or canteen packaging.
Thank you.
And a fair bit more, I would suggest they have you covered. Also, summer camps coming up. The Little League Age Camp, 3 days of instruction, games and activities. They focus on skill development and game awareness. Space is limited to 36 participants, and there's also a youth girls baseball camp for those aged 7 to 10, introducing players to entry-level baseball in a safe and inclusive environment. So I was told when I turned up, what are we doing here? And they said it's a 7. Oh, hello. Craig Watts has come back. I was missing you, Craig. All right, that ball and strike that confused all of us. Craig's done a bit of research. The ball walk was called. Oh, we got a controversy, eh? And I'll tell you what, as soon as I've received that, the scoreboard's updated. Okay, just to tell our producer, it's 4-3. 4-3 All-Stars. Now here's something you... I don't know I'm going to explain this. I'll try whilst calling this inning. It's 4-3 All-Stars. So what happened was, we were so confused with bases loaded, what looked a ball, no reaction from the umpire, and everybody walked off. Turns out that was a run. That was also the inning because there was too many pitches thrown. So someone somewhere for tonight has said, we're only throwing this number of pitches per inning. As that's up for J Mac, who does very, very well dealing with that in the lights and the warning track. The cameraman nearby and the banter bar. But he only had one thought on his mind, and that's catching this baseball. The occasional look down just to check where he was. Nicely taken and nicely adjudicated too. Umpire right there, just in case anything went awry. So it is. So on the last pitch of the inning, they must have gone past the pitch count at sometime during the at-bat. Craig, hopefully I've covered what you've told me correctly. I said you go to a baseball game and you'll see something you hadn't seen before. That's different. But, of course, it is a pre-season game. Everybody's got bigger fish to fry. Aha, okay. Thank you, Craig. And he's giving me a little bit more information. Happens a lot in trial games, okay. I'm showing my lack of experience in trial game etiquette tonight. Learning from everyone. Here's a pop-up. Oh, that was... Let's put a dent in that one, in the roof, just above my head. So 1-2 count now with one out. So rather than trying to break the deadlock, this is about insurance for the All-Stars. If I had to be fair, it's 8 hits apiece. The Giants with 2 errors. The All-Stars have been errorless. And you might say, well, that's not good, but I want to bear in mind that for some of the players here, not all, but some, this is their first
Now batted number 19, Billy Davis.
competitive outing in a little while. For the All-Stars, well, they're in it now. They've been playing since the start of October. And so they're in a rhythm now. They're match fit, as match hardened as they're going to be. The Giants, for some, just starting out. And of course, for some of the Giants, they play in the SABL as well. And as mentioned, some just got picked up from the airport this afternoon. Still wondering how it got from Monday to Wednesday so quickly. What happened to Tuesday flying over from the States? Because you do lose a day. Which you get back when you fly back. So it's 2 out. Game's just about ticking into the 2-hour mark, 8:30 local time. Game times, pretty much, it's been consistent at West Beach for a fair while that your Friday night, your Saturday night games, we've got a couple of Thursday nights, 7 o'clock starts, and when we say 7 o'clock, it might just be a couple of minutes after. The Sundays is where it goes around a little bit, tends to work with the flight schedule for various teams. So the Brisbane Bandits are here Friday night, 7 o'clock game, and I believe we've got a new play-by-play caller that's going to join me. Looking forward to that. Won't say who. We'll save the surprise for those who watch on Baseball Plus Friday week. Double header on Saturday, 7-inning game as there's the strikeout. Double inning game Saturday 4 o'clock, Saturday 7. So if you want value for your baseball, Saturday, because you get 2 games for one price. The Sunday game, and we've got 3 Sunday games. In fact, they're all at 12 o'clock. We've got 2 series that finish on a Saturday. The Aces and the Heat finish on a Saturday. But next week, Thursday, Friday nights are 7. Saturday nights are 7 when it's a double header. That 7-inning game is at 4. And Sunday when they're played are played at high noon. Final mention of a couple of the great supporters of baseball in South Australia. We mentioned the Banner Crew Hilltop Office and Hospitality Supplies and Summer Camps. Don't forget Citadel IT, fresh and delicious. West Beach Eatery over at the Big 4 Caravan Park, or Holiday Park I should say, and Belgravia Apparel. All great supporters of South Australian baseball. You can also see Zambrero's back with the Burrito Bowl. Easy Auto 123, that huge car warehouse out on Mile End. Fielders, Hahn, supporting the Banter Bar this year. Also got ACIT Transport Solutions and Lima Protection Group. And of course, we should always mention, can't believe it's taken me until the 7th, SA Power Networks, who have been a part of the Bite/Giants since day one. And they're back again, which is fantastic support. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 for the Adelaide Giants. Will they change their lineup? And we'll soon find out, but not the first 2 at least. It's going to be Cade Fergus followed by Josh Altman, who's up on deck.
Now batting number 29, Cade Fergus.
Now this is Drew Jansen from the Senators of Woodville, who's on the hill. He's got a 1-run buffer to play with. Fergus with a 1-0 count. Make that 1-1 as I am reminded, as I am every time I come to the ballpark, if you see a car parked close to the stadium, don't park there, because that could be where the foul balls land, and that's where that one ended up. At least ensure you're 500 feet or so away from home plate, wherever you park. There are a couple here that are in foul ball range. So just a note for those who haven't come to the ballpark before, if it's too close to be true, it just might be. Swing and a miss. Jansen gets a K to start his inning of work. So now Liam Spence looking to see who's going to be the on deck. So this is Josh Altman. And have I lost? Yeah, it's a trail game. Liam Spencer's up, and I have him batting 4. So it looks like Nava's night is done. This is definitely Josh Altman. I remember him, if I've got it right, unless I've got my players mixed up, the year that the Giants were minor premiers. Pretty much ran out of luck when they ran into Melbourne, but 7 walk-off wins in 20 home games. The most incredible sporting season I've ever had the joy of commentating. Just never say die, and so many close games and so many great ways to win it. Altman, if I remember rightly, Geelong career, they came back and he hit one deep to centre that sacrificed a player home. 1-2 count with 1 out. Something over the fence will tie it. The All-Stars are 2 outs away. So final reminders, whether you're going to come down and watch it live or get on the Baseball Plus app. I suggest you get on the Baseball Plus app or go to baseball.com.au, and that'll give you links to the Baseball Plus app. Because the Australian Professional Baseball Championships will start off a day or 2 earlier. So get warmed up for the ABL season, watching Team Australia in action. And then Friday night, prime time, we'll unveil a pennant. A night, at least for South Australian baseball fans, not to be missed. 2-2 count, 1 out. Got Altman swinging, back-to-back Ks. One of my little sayings, if you get strikeout, 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 no one gets on. That's a Kenning. Jansen, who's just come on for this 7th, looking at that right now. Liam Spence. So it is a pre-season game, so I've just skipped a batter, I think. Liam Spence is up. Jordan McArdle is on deck if he gets a shot. The All-Stars are 1 out away. It was certainly hit hard. But foul, 1-1. So 1-1 count with 2 out. Little low. 2-1. There we go. So on behalf of Baseball SA and the Giants, thanks for tuning in tonight. Get a little bit of a taste of baseball back at West Beach. We'll go up a few notches next week, no doubt about that. One thing about the Australian Baseball League, compared with others, is that's fouled away. When you have a 40-game season, not really much of a room for a bad weekend. Haven't seen Brisbane and Adelaide for a little while. The last time they came here, they've actually struggled the last couple of times they've come here. Adelaide swept them after a championship year to open the season. As there's the throw, and with the game on the line, it missed the target. And the Giants are alive because that's the potential tying run at first. J-Mac with one crack of the bat can walk it off. Thinking walk-offs, you're thinking, where's Rickson? Well, Rickson's
Now batting number 5, Jordan McCarty.
either arrived in the land of the rising sun or is on his way. And good luck to Team Australia. Getting some great experience against some of the best baseball teams on the planet, including, of course, the WBC champions, Japan. Ricardo takes the first pitch strike. Keeping Spence honest. So I mentioned Brisbane at Adelaide. The other games will be Canberra at Sydney and Perth at Melbourne. They all start Friday. #12th season of the modern ABL, cannot wait. And it's a 40-game sprint over pretty much 10 weekends. 2 weekends of playoffs for the top 4. Now we're just a bit outside. The count goes to 3-1. Drew Jansen, who got strikeouts from his first 2 batters faced to get to 2 out pretty quickly. Tramax hit that hard, and that's going to drop, and now the Giants out at third. Spence couldn't quite get there. That's a heck of a way to end it for the All-Stars. Mitch Lightbody in second.
Fans, thank you for
Spence
coming out
tested
tonight.
the arm and Lightbody was up for it. Let's check out the replay.
Don't forget to stop by the ticket booth on your way out. and purchase
Spence, of
your
course,
Diamond
started at
membership
first.
today.
It's Lightbody's throw. And nicely collected, and that is an out. Austin Gallagher playing third base in the final few innings. So, the All-Stars doing it for the local league, beating the Adelaide Giants, who I'm sure appreciate the All-Stars taking time out of the club commitments to have a game. They'll go away and get ready for the ABL season. So, time for us to wrap it up here at West Beach. Thanks to all the Spacequake Sports crew. They're giving you the pictures. Molly from Baseball SA for coordinating some things for us in the background. And all the players for taking time out to give us a Wednesday night game of baseball. I'm Phil Herden. On behalf of the crew, Eric Bolnar, the ABL Baseball broadcaster, he'll be back for our round 4 broadcasts. Scott Pratt, Craig Watts will be part of the crew next week. Until then, the start of the ABL season. Good night from West Beach.